Alright guys, Cage Cloud here with my second Total War Warhammer 2 Honeymoon playthrough video. This time, we are going to start a campaign as the Skaven. So, mostly because I think that they're kind of the crowd favorite. If you're a fan of Warhammer, the Skaven are kind of the thing that you probably like the most. Granted, all the races have very enjoyable and fun parts to them, but the Skaven are definitely one of the better races. They're just so fun. I think that's just part of the reason why people fall in love with them. So now I got to decide kind of which Skaven race to go with. I don't think I'm going to go with Clan Wars. They have some fun starting units, but I like either Pestilence or Clan Rictus. I like looking at the starting units too to see kind of what's the best thing to consider. That Doom Wheel is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Oh man, all of the units get Vanguard deployment. Yep, we're going with those guys. Definitely a fan of Vanguard deployment. I will take that every time. So if you don't know really anything about the Skaven, they are rat people that are basically high on drugs. That's like what they are, but they're like, if you took like if you took like Secret of Nim and like you made the rats kind of like the evil rat in that, and then also obsessed with like laboratory research and stuff, you kind of get the Skaven. I wouldn't doubt that part of what they were basing the rat people on in Secret of Nim was the Skaven, because if I remember correctly, and someone could probably correct me if I'm wrong, but the Skaven came out well before the Secret of Nim. I think. Can I look? Let's see. I gotta look that up real quick while we're waiting for this to load. Don't know if it'll actually say. Yeah, these are their character origins. I actually want to know, like, when they first became part of the Warhammer universe. This is actually hard to find out. These the fun parts about Warhammer is rather old. Warhammer Fantasy. I think it started in either the late 70s or early 80s, but I want to say late 70s. And I believe the Skaven were one of the first races.
I, Tretch, have sneak into Elfthing's lands undetected. Lucky, maybe, but I take credit glory, yes. Elfthings to the east don't know I'm here. Kill, slay them, and find Warpstone. More horrible, brave Elfthings to the south. Rumors of huge Warpstone deposits here too. Take Steel, Nagaroth, and the Vortex for Clan Rictus. Then council will have seat for Grand Chieftain of the Deep Warrens. Yes, yes!
So the Skaven were first introduced in 1986. Now that we figured that out. Now you notice I'm not doing the normal intro like we did for the High Elves, but that's because, well, we already did that. And the Skaven are more what I would think the big Warhammer fans would first play. Just because of, well, just how awesome Skaven are. Yeah, food is an interesting mechanic here. You can see it up here. So it's affected by the number of captives, I guess you have. I think it's a one-turn thing though for captives. I might be wrong. Commandments, which are set to a limited number of terms. Raiding, buildings, which is a big one. The dominating scheme, which is also set to a certain number of turns. And then obviously it goes up by army upkeep and things like that. The negative effects you can see are really bad. And vice versa, the positive effects are really good. So it's one of those things that you definitely want to keep in order.
Must spread our own corruption. The Elfdings not suspect of rats on Nagaratha. No furs build their things where Warpstone lies buried, hidden. Take capture no fur cities. Smash them down. Claim Warpstone for me.
So the question is, do we go and take the Twisted Glade first and then move up to the monoliths? Well, we gotta fight that army first anyways. So let's go and move these guys here. While we're doing that, which building should we build? Probably something focusing on growth, right guys? So let's see. Generates growth and income. And Skaven. Yep, I'm going that one. It's probably the most expensive too, but I do not care. So what can I add to this army? I don't want to add that many Skaven slaves. So we got a couple Storm Vermin, that's nice. 1 Skaven Slave Spears, Death Runners, 2 Skaven Slave Slingers. So I think I'm going to want a few more spears, and I think we're going to go with these guys. Let's add a Clan Rat sword guy. Alright. Can we do technology off the bat? We cannot. So these areas are low corruption. Okay. Gotta start turning that around. Let's open up diplomacy too to see if
with foreign powers may be managed.
Yeah.
Dreadlord.
We have a non-aggression pact with these guys. Let's get a trade agreement so we can get some more money.
Definitely not.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Jerks. Alright. Let's end the turn. I don't think there's anything else I can do. So that army's going south to the Twisted Glade. I should have attacked him right off the bat. Now I'm going to need even more guys before I go down there. What's going on here? Sure, why not? Alright, so we have 3 units of spearmen. Kind of makes sense to have an equal balance with Skaven slaves. So we're gonna have one of those. Clan rats. That's it.
Call me Lord Craven
And then we gotta start raiding after that, because otherwise we're gonna not have enough food. Oh, see, he's moving the army out. That's good.
Night raid!
So if I start doing raiding now, can I move? Oh wow. Cannot move very much. Go into their land. Then start raiding.
Trenches raiders.
Let's try to get here
Say,
over time.
move!
Should give us enough food to balance out what we got and push into the positive for food supplies, which would be nice. Be interesting to see. Yep, that's the army that's going to come down to us. Is the other one going to come and join them? Yep, they're going to try to pincer move us. Okay. Let's retreat.
Go by!
Not a typical Skaven move, but I have a feeling I can get one of his armies to chase me in, or at least one to back out. There we go, there's one backing out, but this guy's already too far committed, I think. I don't think he can move very far, so next turn we can go right after him.
My plan scheme works! Opportunity! Fight! Raiders ready for fight, Scrap!
Oh yeah. So they have a couple bleak swords, which I think are... No, they would get destroyed by storm vermin. What about clan rats? They'd probably be clan rats. There's spearmen and dark shards. So where can we send after dark shards? I think I'm gonna go like extremely offensive on this one.
I'll lead from rear!
So like because I can essentially with this lord be like, you know, have the, what is that extra range stuff? I can't remember now the name of it, but Vanguard deployment. Since I can Vanguard deploy like anywhere with them, I can get like immediately up in their face. There's actually a vampire count lord that has the same power. I think it's a vampire count lord at least. Might be something else. No, I think it was. I think it came as DLC one time. Anywho, that guy, I absolutely love playing him because when you can Vanguard deploy anywhere, you can like immediately show up on their flank and just obliterate their army. It gives you a huge advantage, especially if you know how to use it and you can kind of know where their army's going to be. In this case, I think it automatically, since it's an ambush, it'll show us where their army is. I don't even know if we're allowed to Vanguard deploy, actually. But anyways, should just be super aggressive anyways. The first thing we want to take... We want to kind of get the Storm Vermin on their Bleak Swords. I mean, a 1v1 basically on those will kill them anyways. Oh, of course they're in an area where, like, I'll have to come up from, like, behind to get them. Well, we'll split the army, actually. So half the army will come up from the front and the other half will come up from behind. I think these guys are, like, invisible no matter where they are. But they can't get there anyways. It's unfortunate. But I do think, like, even if they're in the direct line of sight, you still can't see them. Yeah, that's the fun with Night Runners. Alright. let's back these up a little bit more. Oh man, I forgot. Did I even start the timer on that thing, man? I always have a timer to let me know kind of how much time. Well, I have a good idea of when I started, so we'll go with that. I end a little bit early. It's okay. I played a fair amount of this game anyways. But not as the Vortex. It's kind of the whole point of this Honeymoon review is to focus on that aspect. Alright, so that's going to be Group 1. And then Army Group 2 is going to be the Spearmen, which will be coming up the flank. Now the question is, what do we do with these guys? I wonder if we should just leave them ahead? Like up here? Or what's their range? Could they actually start hitting them from like behind? Be kind of entertaining, but I think it's best for them to hit them up front. So they're gonna be over here in the woods, kind of swing their way down. There we go. I was forgetting how to rotate for a second. Alright, start battle, pause. So, Group 4 is going to move straight in like they're blocking their escape route. Group 1, we're going to have them swing up this way like this, because they are primarily a distraction effort. Alright. They do not yet see. Once they get visual sight of that, then these guys come in this way, and Group 3 moves around over here.
Yes, yes. Attack from rear. Breathe and attack.
The 2 whales one that I don't think they want to mess with. That's right, I can spawn a unit of Clarence like right here and just scare the crap out of them. I forgot about that.
My whiskers twitching.
Only a fool would stay.
Breathe and attack.
It's supposed to be coming after this guy. I just don't need to do that. It's kind of overkill at this point. Maybe swing over there. Now let's have Group 1 converge all on the Lord. Oh yeah, this is going to be a complete and utter rout. I think they've already completely lost. Doesn't matter though. Everything is going to converge on the Lord because I want to kill it. All the melee units at least. This is complete and utter like overkill, but like if I kill the Lord, I think that basically destroys the entire army if I remember correctly. So since he's got no chance of escape, that is the best way to defeat these guys permanently.
Make blood faster. Fear of Richter's.
What? Somehow the clan rats are like, nah, this is too much. We're heading out. Alright, Death Runners can move in here. Where are these guys? Just chasing down those guys.
Time to go.
Ooh.
I won't die here.
Lucky scum!
Oh man, let me get in that close though. Alright, let's zoom into these guys. Can these guys even do any damage to him? Yeah, they're definitely doing damage to him.
Big squirt fear, storm vermin. Smell musk of fear.
It's just a giant. I don't even know where their lord is. There he is. It's just a giant mess of Skaven. They're probably half killing each other at this point.
Run, flee! We run! Kill dark ones! Look, see, they run! Dark Elves!
Alright. What's he up to? Oh. Still getting rid of some of the extra ones that remain. Probably not a lot. Alright, enemy lord's dead. We can end this battle then. I think it's funny that the clan rats like routed after we'd won the battle. It's probably a good sign about Skaven. Damn, that doom wheel is devastating. So if I take captives, do they get added to my food resources? Is that how that works? Is that only temporary? I haven't done
Another
it.
victory! Yes, yes! Kill, slay them! Enslave them to Richter's!
So enslave or
Gnaw their bravery glands out!
let's eat them.
More power! Yes, yes! Rakate ta! Mighty am I!
With most races, I'll go with the inspiring presence, but just for the Skaven, it seems like it makes more sense to just be like,
Get going!
you know what, we're gonna go with. See, why did the doom wheel take that much damage in that? That doesn't make any sense.
Kill, slay them!
It's the weird part with the auto resolve that just kind of like targets your most expensive and goes, so fine, if you want to auto resolve, we're gonna get rid of them. Alright, do that. Yes.
Nothing
Can I go to raiding? No, but I can't take the ambush stance. Let's do that.
Cunning plan.
Then we're gonna move south. Oh, I can't do that right now. I'm in ambush stance, so I guess I can't move at all. So yeah, that's the end of this turn. And being in ambush stance, I think the Dark Elves know I'm somewhere around there, they just don't know where. I don't know if they're gonna... Oh, they're heading down. He's confident that... What, he headed straight for me? How did he know where I was? What unit is gonna need this most of all? Probably one of those guys. You know what? Let's retreat.
Go bye.
question is, what does... So they're mustering. So they're probably trying to add more units. Do I go and take this unit
The
south?
population of your province grows.
Yep. Boom. See, the real reason I didn't do that is because Doom Wheel's at half health, and I really do not want to lose the Doom Wheel. Let's see. Let's go for Twisted Blade.
Attack! To battle, I come after.
We're gonna take over that settlement. Set up some defenses and see if they come south that way. Yeah, let's find out when Secret of Nim was released. Oh, 1982, so perhaps the Skaven were in part inspired by that.
We're lucky helmet hat!
Just spawn right forward. Doom Wheel I'm gonna keep hidden in the forest because I don't want anything bad to happen to it. Kind of goes the same with my lord, but I'm not gonna have him in the forest hidden. Oops. Unselect all of them, then select these guys. Have them protect like that. Have Night Runners sit back here.
Drag Skaven tail!
Army Group 1.
Order them, not me! Drag Skaven tail! Attack charge!
Actually, I shouldn't charge in one unit, I should just charge forward.
Stab fame! Play strong! Just kill! What? Classic spears! Yes, you slay!
Alright, so these guys need to take out these guys. And then the Doom Wheel, we're gonna move around this way. I know I wanted to initially avoid putting them into combat, but it's just too good not to.
Drag Skaven tail! Lucky to death! Rookie scum! For the burning tide! It's death! Now! Ready now!
This is madness! I'm weary of battle. I won't stand here.
Drag
Yeah, that didn't take long at all. That's good. Let's end battle. We don't need to do anything other than defeat them because we're sieging the place, so once we defeat them, all of them die anyway, so there's no need to really continue after that. Like that one small attack by the Doom Wheel just takes out 9 of them. Yes. Success, kid.
victory! I'm getting good at this!
5 food.
You will pay for this.
Luton occupied.
Clan Victus. Pointy-eared no-furs will plan attack. Now Skaven presence is revealed exposed. Must not let them regroup. Keep attacking.
We got to regroup a little bit though too. Yeah, if we had two of these guys, then I can get rid of one of the these two Skaven Slave Spears, which admittedly will increase our upkeep considerably, but is a plan worth following through on.
Scurry away.
Yeah, we don't
Damage
need that.
taken.
It's just duplicate. Do not need duplicates. So the question is, do I spend that there, or do I wait until I can get this guy up to 3 before doing that? 5 turns until surplus. Let's actually not upgrade this settlement yet. Oh yeah, skip that. Then end turn. I'm not going to do that just quite yet. I think they retreated. That's good. They are going to try to regroup, but I'm kind of okay with that at this point. Oh, curses! Alright, let's see. Yeah, we'll do that for now. It'll up the growth rate, which is worth it. Because then it'll make it lesser turns until this. Also, we need these guys to fully recover, because these are like our power units. That and the Night Runners, or sorry, Death Runners, are like our most powerful units here. I'm not going to be deleting these two. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. Getting rid of these two. Once those... Are they already made? Yep, the clan rats with shields, so we can get rid of these two.
Trench is ready. Stay here.
Question is, do I just get some Skaven slaves for the hell of it? Some meat shields? Yeah, let's have a couple meat shields. Actually, let's go for the full 3. Why not? They don't take up that much upkeep. And the High Elves don't have many large units, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. They have like dragons, but I hope the game would not throw a dragon at me this early. Although, you never know.
Call me Lord Crazy.
It's just not what I think will happen. Sweet. Do you have anything to like equip or anything like that? Nah. Alright, how many turns till... It's still 3 until the surplus?
Dark Elves.
Oh, we'll stick with it. We'll stick with that plan. I think next turn we'll start to head north, and then we'll start to raid over here in the hopes of pulling out this this Dark Elf army.
Safe. Stretched Craven Tail. Rakate Ta.
So we're gonna start raiding soon. We're gonna drop into that low level. Do not want that to happen. We're at -3 now, so raiding will just like balance things out. We're at the point where I need to start, like maybe next time, put some focus on food production for buildings.
Call me Lord Craven Tail. Raid Scour!
Oh, each settlement requires 1 upkeep. Makes sense. Wait, so if I go to that, increase my food capacity, but does it ask for any more? Nope. Okay, that's cool. At no point does it actually like add more food consumption when you upgrade the settlements. That's good. 1 more turn. Come on, Dark Elves. Pop out of your home. Do it.
We must spread our own corruption.
1 turn until I get enough surplus points to do that. So yeah, I think that was a good idea. I will stick with that. Hey, I wonder if I can like actually trade with them yet. We'll find out.
Druki no pestilential beings. I suppose. For Nagaroth.
Sweet, more money. Oh, we're in the food shortage area already? Damn. I didn't think it'd be that fast. Alright.
No.
Do we go in and just see what they have? Let's drop down to stocking.
Chieftain of the Deep Warrens.
I'm gonna do a quick save. Actually, I realized I could have just done that at the beginning of the battle. Ah, whatever.
Attack in back. Attack! Hide and sneak!
Our blood for Cain.
We are
This
gonna
way,
break that
way.
siege. So, do I head north? I think they have other settlements, right? They should. Or is this their last settlement?
Clan Rictus Supreme.
Yeah, let's go about here.
Bakate-ta.
Man,
Ambush attack.
I wonder if that's actually gonna draw them out. But that also puts me even further behind on the food stuff. Ah, that wasn't the best idea. I don't really care. They trespass. It doesn't really bother me at all. Oh, ambush foiled. Curses.
Much warpstone may be found at Vol's Anvil, my lord, a site of great reverence to the elves. The surface dwellers yoke the energies of this place to forge weapons of great and terrible power. The time is right to move on the forge, yet be sure to prepare your invasion forces thoroughly. The elves will fiercely resist a strike against so sacred a site.
Is that the elves that I'm currently fighting that have that? Oh, it's the elves that are my buddies. Damn it. The only trading partners that I have?
Call me Lord
Thanks, game.
Craven Tail. Treacherous raiders.
They do own this site. Okay.
Elf-ding, weak coward. Under Empire. Legs, tails, move.
Yeah, let's go for Blacklight Tower. Oh, actually, that's a full, like, defensive
Mighty am I.
building, but regardless, I might be able to get them to pop out. Yeah, let's just do that. That's going to be our goal. Just going to move there slowly while raiding. I think I can do that. Like 95% certain.
I stab, attack, in back. Raid scour. Opportunity, fight.
And then I'll at least keep this from going too low. Until these are completed and I can actually invest in buildings that'll give me more food.
There is no end to the diabolical invention of your kind, my lord. Build
Elf things sat on much warpstone, it seems. Get more.
Get more warpstone. We need more and more warpstone.
Too strong.
Alright. Any of these generate food? What will give us food? None of this will give us food? How do I get food then? I thought one of these buildings gave you access to food. It was like eventually one of them gives you access to food. Or, sorry, food production. I shouldn't say access to food. You could get food at any point in time. Yeah, I did think one of these gave us food production, at least. What about here? Any of these guys give us food production? No. I'm very confused. Because when I was playing them before, in the grand, like not this grand camp, not the Vortex campaign, the other one. I could have sworn that there was one of these that gave you. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Cancel that. So I can go here, do the hidden lair, right, and get the Night Runner slings, or go here and get the Poison Wind Glass. Yeah, I want the Globadiers. And then over here, I want the. Probably this one. Sounds good enough to me. Can't do anything with those guys anyway. Just spent a bunch of, like, I had like 14,000, spent like all of it. That's alright. Moving closer and closer.
Mighty am I. War, fight, win.
Oh, yes. That'll surely lead that Dark Elf army to leave its space and come after us. That's why I need them to meet me on the battlefield. I can't beat them at that house or at that house. at that at that settlement. So I need them to come out of the settlement. I think they're aware that I can't beat them at that settlement, so they're kind of just holding back, being like, "Yeah, I mean, I could try and maybe succeed. If I had some globadiers, I could definitely beat them at that settlement. But that involves, using the underway and going back to the previous province to get some globadiers and these. That's what we do. Okay. Two of the Skaven slaves are gonna sit. Basically, you know what? We're gonna put these guys up here. They're just gonna shoot down on whatever shows up over here. These Skaven slaves are going to run forward, and so we're gonna make this group 4. Actually, you know what? We're gonna group them all together, even though they're super far apart. That's group 4. Group 1 is going to be the power group. Power group's going to hit the opposite flank. We're actually going to move these Skaven slaves a bit closer, like that. I really don't care if they get hit. They're Skaven slaves. It's like kind of their job. Then the weak group. The weak group, these guys. They're the center. Skaven slaves just leading up, protecting against any major fire. I might actually put these guys in this group. Or make them even a further flank group. Works for me. The Doom Wheel will be further on the right flank. So this right here is group 2, group 3, group 5. Cool. If you're curious why I group single units into those, it's because just one number I can select them. So, pause. Group 4. We are going right after this. Weak group, group 2, charging right up the middle. We're going to intercept the Lord. Group 1, we are going right towards these dread spears, sort of in that middle area. Group 3 is going after these guys. Group 5 is extending out further into this flank. Cool. I think everyone's got movement orders, right? So they all should start moving. There we go. That's right, the Lord's unit is what? Some bleak swords? Oh, these guys are going after the Lord's unit. You kidding me? That's definitively what they're doing. And then that is going after those guys. Skaven slaves are intercepting those, and they're probably taking a lot of damage from the back. I don't even care. Not even a little bit.
I'm tired of this.
Elves Night Runners are like slightly affected by this. Okay, move these guys, get out, move out. Circle this flank. Same thing with these clan rats. Can they push over on this side? Get in and circle them. Yeah, that was quick. All we need. I probably overthought that a bit and should have just like rushed everything at them. Having all these like different groups for different situations, but I expected them to be a bit more spread out, like in a solid line, and less grouped up. Essentially, they basically just kind of ran their group right into the heart of mine instead of trying to like play a bit more defensively. But I will take that easy win.
Yes, victory for Trench. Find Warpstone, yes, yes. My musk on all loot.
Can raise it, which will leave still, or sack it, which will leave us there.
Take.
Now we're gonna occupy. I guess now we can do some inspiring presence, right? Let's do that. For all this time, we'll actually do a little bit. Definitely repair that. Get some money. Oh, we still have a while before we get Globadiers. That's right. Okay.
Lord Craven Tail.
And churn. So we get that bonus of 6, which will put us up to, what, 48, I think? It should, at least. Unless 42 is what it is putting us up to. Ow. In which case, the next turn it'll return to heading down. Yep.
The wars to come will be fought using guile as well as brawn. Consider expanding your facilities to permit the recruitment of heroes, my lord. Heroes can be hired to support your forces, or to strike against the enemy.
What?
If I start raiding now, will I get food? Yes. Alright.
Legs, tails, move. I stab, attack, and back.
I think it's interesting. So in the High Elf campaign, and maybe it's just because it was an intro, but we saw a lot of experience get handed to these units. And in this campaign, that none of them have enough experience. Oh wait, nope. The Doom Wheel has enough experience. But maybe that's just kind of the armies that we face. We haven't really faced a challenging army in this yet, whereas in the High Elf campaign we faced a few challenging armies that led to like close victories, and I think even in one case a Phoenix victory, if I'm remembering correctly. So that makes a big difference in this.
See how the enemy scurries away from your might. Show them no mercy, Prince of Rats. Finish them.
You know, the fact that the raiding in our own province is affecting our own what does this do? Oh, nice. Even though the fact that the raiding from our own province is like affecting the public order there is possibly the most Skaven thing ever, so I'm totally cool with it. Like, that's just exactly something that would happen to the Skaven. Oh, raiding gets us food, yeah. Let's raid our own province for food. Yeah. So I'm going to do in this case is raid up here for 2 turns until I can use the way to get over here, get a Globadier, or 2 or 3 or whatever, and then move up there. Um, sorry. Can I draw in this one? Oh, you can draw on a multiplayer map, which is kind of cool. I wish you could do it in here. But yeah, so I realized it's pointing at my screen. So what I'm going to do is raid for 2 turns up here, then use Underway to go over here, to get Globadiers, and then head up onto the Monolith. I think Globadiers are the thing that's going to push us over the edge. Settlement upgrade available. Where? Down here? Is there one available up here too? Nope, just down there. Alright, cool.
Stench of others, too strong.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's upgrade that settlement.
My musk here.
I think I might just want to get like an army just to go around and like raid. That'd be like the only purpose of the entire army is just go around and raid. Let's see, what are we at for time? Oh, we're getting pretty low on time, but you know what? I'm going to do that plan. Sorry about that, just accidentally hit my microphone. We're gonna do that plan I talked about, and then that's gonna be the end of this first hour of this honeymoon playthrough.
Ready? Yes, yes.
Use Underway. I can't get all the way over. Is there any way for me to get all the way over there? March.
Scuttle, march.
Do it.
Scumbat, scurry.
Of course, I can't recruit while marching. Oh, I realized I could have used the global. Nah, whatever. Screw it. Screw it. Who cares? Then after that, I guess we're gonna have to head to Slaver's Point and just sit there and raid that. But that'll be for my own personal use. You guys won't see any of that. Oh, they're just gonna come out and face my army head on. Wow, what gives them that advantage? We're pretty matched in units. Is it the Lord? Oh, I think it's the Corsairs. It's gotta be the Corsairs. Oh, I cannot retreat while in this stance. Alright guys, this is it, man. We gotta fight this battle. Screw Globadiers. I didn't realize I couldn't retreat after marching. I thought I could. This is a smart move by the AI. But will it succeed in this battle? Well, we got the higher numbers. They got the better troops. But we also have the ability to summon 4 clan rats, which I will totally do. We also have the ability to sneak through these forests. Let's use the weaker army. So these guys fit with those. Those would be kind of our... That'll be our absorb everything kind of army. We'll leave them out in the open. The other army be on the flank. So those guys. Follow them by these guys. And these guys. This all. Army 2. So this is our... Oh man. I can't do a Control Z on that. Forgot you gotta do the Control G whenever you go and do that kind of stuff, otherwise you're gonna get like this happening. Which is annoying. Alright, so that's the extent of those guys, and then we'll just do these from here to here. They'll kind of act like a little bit of a buffer, but not too much. Then we move these here. Alright. So this army 2. Block. Yep, cool. It's army 2. Army 1. The Power Army. Let's actually keep these units more condensed, because they are supposed to be like a heavy hitting force in this case. That's the plan, at least, with them. Call it the Power Force, or whatever you want to call it. Just don't call it a comeback. Okay, so all those guys are hidden. Slinger's gonna sit on this far flank, looking in like that. Defensive and exposed, but I don't really know what else to do with them. So that's what they do. They sit there exposed. Start battle. All right. I realized that I should have lured. So those guys can't hide, can they? So they're gonna come right after them. Alright, let's go in. Let's hit the flank.
Hidden units are revealed. Yes, good kill. At once. Attack!
Alright, so let's use this powerful army to try to hit these guys from behind. Who cares that they're actually seeing me already? Let's send this unit of clan rat spheres, we'll send them this way. Or rather those guys that way. We'll kind of break them apart into their own fifth one so that we don't distract with the rest of this movement that's gonna happen. Then we're gonna make these guys this way. Whoops. I think I moved the wrong unit. Not the one that I intended to move. Sorry, we are going to lose some units in this battle. That is just the reality of this battle. But if we're lucky, we'll lose that many. Alright, let's spawn the unit right here. Right into them. That'll keep them distracted. That is the benefit that we have. What's happening here? Why are my warriors fleeing? What's going on? Are we losing this battle now? That sucks. Why can't I do this? Oh, engaged in melee. I can't do it while I'm engaged in melee. That's something I did not know. Let's do one unit this way, another unit this way. We will take these guys and move, or whoops, through their skirmish mode. Units that are like borderline, are they in or are they not? Awesome, those guys are back. This is definitely a not like likely to win kind of battle, but this is sort of kind of turning around for the better. We can isolate this lord. Yes, Doomwheel, go and chase after those guys. Those guys are buttheads. Alright, everyone go and target this guy. Except for you. And you two. You two can focus on that or something, I don't know. Let's just all focus on the Lord. Yes, get to him. You know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up to them in time, but that was a very interesting victory, to say the least. You know what? I could possibly use the Doomwheel actually to hit this guy. Now let's use these guys actually instead. Look at this. I have 4 units left, why not? Just completely destroy them. That's the army, that's the end line. Completely destroy these guys if we can.
Move! Faster! Scurry! Fight! Attack! Back underground!
Okay, let's end that battle. I was gonna chase after that, but I don't know if you noticed at the end, but like, he started to hit the Night Runners and make them rout, and I was like, uh-oh. Let's just end that before that happens. Oh, it wasn't the Night Runners, it was one of the Storm Vermins. Well, whatever. Didn't need more stuff routing. 112 kills, 18, 43, 40. So that plan actually did work out. I'm not that good of an attacking guy, so I had to kind of like trick them into coming at me. It's a very close victory. We are definitely eating the captives because might be able to use this and press the advantage. Oh, they got back to their homeland, I think, in time that... Well, what we got to do is sit in whatever stance allows us to recover fastest, recruit those 2 Globadiers, and then go in.
Mighty am I.
But I think with that, we're nearing that hour mark, if not already having passed it. Now, without much introduction like we had that first time, there isn't as much to go off of, I would say. But
I stab, attack, in back.
like it doesn't introduce you as much. It doesn't show the mechanics in your face. But when you're not using that introduction mode, the assumption is you kind of know. You kind of played Total War. You probably played Total War or Warhammer 1 before, so you get kind of an idea of what's going on. And in that sense, they do kind of also instruct you on how to move forward with the warpstone stuff. Like it tells you this point is a good one to take. This building produces a lot of warpstone. You should do this. You should do that. You know, it's doesn't not hold your hand. And I won't even say hold your hand. It more or less just kind of points in a direction because that's a good way to go. Which I do appreciate. You know what? Kind of, it takes 2 turns to recruit those guys. Let's see if we can. I'm going to save this because in case we can't auto-resolve this and take over this stance, but because it's kind of the story of this episode, let's see if we could just go in there and take them over. Why not? Most of these guys already have the health that they need.
Lord, yes, yes! Opportunity! Fight! Raiders ready for fight, scrap!
What do we lose? Nothing major. We didn't lose that guy or that guy. And we basically ended the story of the episode. Which is to get rid of that whole Dark Elf faction.
Your forces have secured the province, my lord.
Woot woot.
Any contesting claim to this territory has been eliminated. Now that your rule
utterly
is
destroyed.
unquestioned, you may consider issuing a command to rouse the populace so that they may better serve your ends.
Is it safe?
Those 2 Skaven slaves that were taken out. Yeah, I'm not losing sleep over that, to say the least. And now we get to get some Globadiers. Another slinger. Well, that's fun, right? Who doesn't want to see more of that?
Mighty am I.
That's kind of automatic. Alright guys, I believe that is it for this Honeymoon playthrough. Well, let's actually issue a command before we get there. One that hopefully increases food? Yeah, exploitative planning. Yeah, it reduces the tax rate, but I don't mind. I have 12,000 right now. I'm set for at least a couple turns. And look at that. We're starting to improve the corruption in that area. Still need a bit more over there, but we're doing good overall, I'd say. I don't know who is in the lead towards the rituals needed to take over the warp. I think that's what this is for tracking that progress towards taking over the vortex over here. But yeah. Alright guys, that is it for this one. I will see you all later, and peace.